Hey, good afternoon, my electrolytes. How y'all doing today? So, who do you have up on our electric Rants docket today? Come on, come on. Who's Riley? Riley J. Dennis? Who's Riley? Who's Riley J. Dennis? I've never heard of that name before. Let me look her up real quick. Oh my God! I immediately regret my decision. Kill it! Kill her with fire! Kill her now! Kill her with fire!
I get a lot of comments across various social media platforms that go something like this. Why do you defend Muslims? They would kill you for being transgender.
Most Muslim countries, they will kill you for being gay when they practice the Quran. So yeah, it'd be really strange, like if you supported that kind of thing that is against the LGBT community altogether and will kill you or throw you off a building for even being gay or transgender. That's really weird for you to be doing. So I see why you get those kind of messages. It's really strange to them that you would do that to support someone that's against gays altogether.
Try going to Saudi Arabia. They would stone you for being gay. You're defending people who would use Sharia law to murder you. If Muslims are so great, why don't you move to the Middle East? Oh right, because they'd behead you.
Exactly, Riley. It's really an oxymoron for you to be supporting a religion, a Muslim religion, that is against gays altogether. It's really an oxymoron. It does not fit together at all. So it's very strange for you to be supporting Muslims that are against LGBT and have thrown gay men in Saudi Arabia and most Middle Eastern countries off of buildings. So it's very strange that you would support that kind of thing like that. Yeah, it's very odd, very, very odd. I see why you got those comments, Riley. I really see why you got those comments. I'd be asking those questions myself. I would. Why you support something that's against the gays and against LGBT altogether? It's really strange to me. Really, really strange. It makes no sense whatsoever.
These comments are frustrating because, for one, they show a deep misunderstanding of Islam, but also, they try to use queer people as an excuse to discriminate against Muslims.
Example that I found on Google about Islam and homosexuality, okay? Hopefully you're finding it enlightening. You probably won't because it'll probably go over your head or something, okay? In Islam, homosexuality is condemned in the story of lots of people in the Quran, whatever, and in the last verse of Prophet Muhammad. Homosexuality in the Quran. It is condemned, Riley. Condemned. And no, we are not using LGBTQ people as a reason to discriminate against Muslims. We're telling you, it is outright condemned in Islam, in the Quran. We're telling you it's outright condemned. And it's very strange that you would even stick up for that kind of thing where it is condemned outright in the book that they use. So it's very, very strange that you would deny that fact at all and it would just go over your head like that, right? It's really strange and really confusing.
And I am not here for that. I'm a queer, trans, gay person, and I will happily support and defend all of my Muslim siblings. I refuse to be used as an excuse for people to discriminate against Muslims.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Riley, we are not using you or any LGBT person that's out there as a scapegoat to discriminate against Muslims. We're telling you outright, it condemns it. We're telling you outright. We're telling you that fact. It has proof. On Google, you can look it up. It has proof that it outright condemns it, Riley. And the fact you would stick up for that kind of thing, but it's throwing people off buildings in the Middle East, it's really disgusting and really sickening to me. It's really disgusting and sickening. I don't even know how you could stick up for that kind of thing. It's really, really gross. Next clip.
So let's start at the beginning. Why do people believe this? Why do people think that all Muslims hate queer people? I would argue that it's because that's the only way they're portrayed in our media.
No, Riley, I will give you this. Not every single Muslim in the world hates gay people. I will give you that. But we're telling you an outright fact, and it's not the media or anything that's portraying lies to you. They're trying to show you the truth. First time the media are trying to show you the truth is that they do hate gay people in the Middle East where it is practiced commonly. And if they catch you in a sniff of you being gay in the Middle East, they will throw you off a building. ISIS will throw you off a building. We're telling you this as a warning and as a fact, Riley. We're not telling you this as our opinion, as any statement we made up. We're telling you this as a warning and as a fact. It is true. It outright condemns it, Riley. So it's not the media that's portraying it badly. They're just trying to show you the truth, but you won't even listen to it. First time a media tried to show you the truth, and you won't listen to it. Ironic, huh? But you will listen to the media when it is showing something false. Very, very strange, Riley. Very, very strange. So we're telling you this as a warning and as a fact, Riley. We're not trying to use a scapegoat or anything like that. Nothing like that whatsoever. We're just trying to tell you a warning and a fact, Riley. Please get that through your head, okay?
Muslims are never main characters and they're rarely protagonists. If you see a Muslim in a TV show or a movie, they're probably a terrorist. And if you don't know any Muslims in your everyday life, you probably only hear about them when there's a terrorist attack.
Riley, I found you 5 Muslim characters that are in leads that are not terrorists on TV. I will leave a link in the description below for you, Riley, so to let the stupidity linger a little bit longer. But one, I will name you. Abed Nadir in Community. He's not a terrorist, and he's on Community. He's one of the funniest guys I saw on Community as Abed. So that's the one I will name. The rest, I will leave in the link in the description below for you guys. So just let the stupidity linger with Riley, okay? Let it linger just a little bit longer. I will leave that for you guys to go read. It's the Gloco.com. Very good article.
But there are 1.6 billion Muslims in this world. That's a lot of people, way too many for them to all share the exact same beliefs and principles. For instance, just like there are different denominations of Christianity, there are various sects of Islam.
He's denying that, Riley. We know there's different sects of Islam in the Muslim community. Yes, we're just telling you it's that one sect of the Muslim extremists or the Islamic terrorists or extremists that is throwing gays up on buildings and condemns homosexuality outright. Yeah. We're just telling you it's that one sect. We didn't say it was the whole 1.6 billion, Riley. Not at all. If somebody did, they're retarded. But no, I haven't heard nobody say that it's all 1.6 billion. We're just telling you it's one little sect that they need to recognize is bad and they need to combat it within their own community. That's one thing they need to address, Riley. We're just telling you that as a fact, Riley. It's on Google. Go ahead and look it up. We're just telling you that they need to combat it and within their own community, right? So it's that little sect. We're not saying it's all 1.6 billion. Just that little sect within the group. Just a little sect.
The main ones are Sunni and Shia, but even within those, there are tons of further divisions. Thinking of Islam as a monolith would be like saying that all Catholics, Protestants, Lutherans, Baptists, and Episcopalians believe the same thing, but that would be ridiculous.
Yes, Riley, and that would be ridiculous outright, yes. We know that they believe different things. There is different sections of that, yeah. But we're just telling you, it's that little sect that they need to address within their own community. They won't address it. Even if we bring it up to them, they won't address it. They'll just bypass it and deny it, like it doesn't even exist, and let it go on and continue to support a community that actually oppresses gays within the Middle East. Now that's an oppressor within the Middle East. They need to address that, but they won't. They think it's the people here in America that oppress them, but no, it's actually that in the Middle East. If they go there, that's the actual oppressor, not America.
Plus, even though people generally associate Muslims with the Middle East, the majority of them, about 62%, live in the Asia-Pacific region. Indonesia is the country with the largest Muslim population. But when people try to talk about what all Muslims believe, they usually reference the laws of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, or Afghanistan.
Thanks, Captain Obvious, because that's where most of them reside. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Thank you for the geography lesson. I didn't really need it, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for the geography lesson. That wasn't needed. So now pick it up, and get to a point, okay?
The fact is, oppressive governments can use any excuse to impose their will. In Saudi Arabia, for instance, you can be jailed, tortured, or even executed for being gay or transgender. That doesn't mean that this is a Muslim law that all Muslims support.
Could you be any more oblivious, Riley? No one said all Muslims support that law, but the fact that you said it is a law within the Middle Eastern country is pretty obvious. Come on. You're not even going to address that fact at all. You're just going to gloss over it like it's just another thing that's going in the day. Like you just tripped over a rock or something like, oh, yeah, well, that happened. That's the thing. Oh, go on doing what you got to do, man. Go ahead and put that law in place. Go on, do what you got to do. Go on with your days. I want to go home and do what I got to do and whine about America when this is happening over in the Middle East and all that. Go ahead and Go ahead and do what you got to do. Don't turn a blind eye to it. You see how stupid that is, Riley? Not every single Muslim supports this kind of thing. Not at all. There are some Muslims that are against it. Yes, I will agree with you on that. But the fact that it is still law in the Middle East is terrifying. We're trying to tell you this fact, and it is scary that you keep denying the fact that it is true, Riley. It's really scary. You're starting to frighten me a little bit. I've been scared in the few years I've been doing this on YouTube since 2012. Man, you're really, really scaring me.
It's a horrible law, but it's a law put in place by the Saudi Arabian government, not the religion of Islam. It'd be kind of like if we had no separation of church and state and the Westboro Baptist Church was in charge. Do you think they'd be very kind to gay people? Of course not, but that wouldn't represent all Christians across the globe.
Looky, I found the cookie. Now, Riley, I'm going to read this to you. I suggest you pay attention, okay? LGBT rights in Saudi Arabia. LGBT rights are not recognized by the government of Saudi Arabia. The Saudi social mores and laws are heavily influenced by the Arab trial customs and ultra-conservative Wahhabi Islam. Homosexuality and transgenderism are widely seen as immoral, indecent activities, and the law punishes acts of homosexuality or cross-dressing with execution, imprisonment, fines, corporal punishment, or whipping and flogging. So tell me again that the Saudi Arabian government is not influenced by Islam whatsoever. Try to tell me that, Riley. Try to tell me that, Riley. You can't, because it's right there in black and white. You really, really can't. You really, really, really can't, Riley. Not at all. And it's disgusting that you even stand up for this kind of thing. Am I saying everyone's like this? No. I'm just telling Riley the facts, okay, that I found on Google. So the fact he even stands for this kind of thing is disgusting. Really, really disgusting. Next clip.
That's because Saudi Arabia's laws are largely based on Wahhabism, which is a specific sect of Islam, just like the Westboro Baptist Church's version of baptism is a sect of Christianity. And just like most Christians disagree with the Westboro Baptist Church, most Muslims disagree with Wahhabism.
I agree, yes. There is a sect called Wahhabism, is Wahhabism Islam, and there is Muslims that disagree with Wahhabism as it's very radical and wants gays burned to death. And there is a radical force that is against Wahhabism in Islam or in the Middle East or in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Just like I'm against the Westboro Baptist Church as a kind of thing. It's a radical form of Christianity. Yeah. I don't agree with that kind of thing. That's really ridiculous. So I will give you this point that I will agree with you. Yes, there is those radical groups like that, and I disagree with that kind of thing. We were just trying to tell you that it's a little sect is all, Riley. I disagree with both of those things. And I agree that not every single person is going to go along with it. Yes. So point given to you, and this is the only point I'm going to give to you in this video that I agree with you with.
And like with all things, it's complicated and nuanced and not one-sided. In Iran, for instance, homosexuality is illegal and you can be executed for it. But since the 1980s, the Iranian government has partially funded sex change operations for transgender people. And since 2012, the government requires health insurance companies to fully cover the cost of those operations.
Okay, Riley. I did find something on it, but there has been no official statement by the Iranian government whatsoever. But it's been rumored since the 1980s, like you said, that there has been some things going on, like sex change operations, like they have to fund it and all that. But there has been no official statement by the Iranian government. So until there is an official statement by the Iranian government that says they're doing it, I'm not going to believe your claims whatsoever. I'm calling it false because there has been no official statement by the Iranian government whatsoever that they would do that kind of thing. So I have to call your claims false. I'm sorry. Unless I have an official statement and I find something that says, yeah, we allow this legally, I'm going to have to call your claims false.
But as proof that anti-queer laws are straight from Islam, people love to point to Sharia law, which they tend to think is one list of rules set forth in the Quran that all Muslims follow.
Your theory that every Muslim must go by it, they have to. Muslim citizens must adhere to Islam, not Sharia, as issuing futas on issues which is in At-Tawheed or juristic reasoning was required. So if you're a Muslim citizen or in the Middle East or something like that, you must go by that Sharia law. It's required. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's required by the Islamic Council, so you cannot opt out of it. Once you join that religion in the Middle East, it's required. So Right? You're thinking like, well, every Muslim doesn't go by it. Yeah, every Muslim goes by it. In the Middle East, of course. Here in America, you have free choice to do whatever. But in the Middle East countries and all that, you have to go by the Sharia law, where it is commonplace. I'm not saying every Middle East country has Sharia law, but most of them do. So, yeah, they do have to go by it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
However, Sharia law is different depending on who you ask, and it draws from both the Quran and the Sunnah, which consists of a bunch of different texts. Because of this, different sects have different definitions of Sharia law. For some, it's praying 5 times a day and not drinking alcohol, but for others, it's stoning gay people to death. There are several passages in the Quran that people use to justify that, but none of them explicitly say that you have to kill gay people.
I'm going to read you guys some of the passages I've already listed in the videos. It says, oh, you don't have to explicitly kill gays. Yes, it does say to kill gays. Look, Quran 70, 80 through 84. For ye practice your lusts and men of preference to women, ye are indeed a people transgression beyond bounds. We rain down the shower of brimstone, an account that is borrowed from the biblical story of Sodom. Muslim scholars through the centuries have interpreted the rain of stones on the time of meaning homosexuals should be stoned. Keyword stoned, Riley. Listen. Stoned since there is no other reason for people given to destruction. And explicitly, the story is also repeated in sources 1574, 2758, and 2940. Stoned, Riley. The first one I just read says they should stone them to death. Do you not hear this? Do you not listen, Riley? Come on. Now the Quran 26, 165 and 166, of all creatures in the world, will ye approach males and leave those whom Allah has created? Give your mates. Yea, ye are people transgressing. And 416, if 2 men among you are guilty of lewdness, punish them both. They repent and amend, leave them alone. This is Yusuf Allah translation. The original Arabic does not use the word men, simply says the 2 among from you. Yusuf Allah may have added the word men because explicitly using the word asset, then referred to the prior verse explicitly designated as your women. In other words, since 415 was your women, 416 is presumably refers to men. So we're right to say, oh, it doesn't tell you to condemn gays or stone gays. The first passage I just read, it says stone gays to death if they are caught being gay. Oh my God, Riley. The fact that you even deny that is unbelievable. Not every single one of them is, but oh my God, the fact that you even deny that the evidence people gave you. The first passage I read, the stone gays to death, Riley. The fact that you even deny that is scary beyond belief. Come on. Man, you're scarier than King Riley's encouraged. Man, you're really scaring me more than that. Wow. Riley, the fact that you even deny that, they gave you evidence. And the fact that I just read it with my own mouth. The first one says, stone gays to death, Riley. The fact that you're even denying that is unbelievable. And I know that people go by different things. That's not the point here. In fact, the point is you're denying that it says, oh, don't stone gays. The first one I read says, stone gays to death. They're caught being gay. Oh my God, Riley. The fact that you're denying this is unbelievable, Riley. And it's sickening that you're even denying it. Wow. You were lost in your own twisted reality, Riley. Just wow, just wow, just wow. Next clip, guys.
They're kind of vague and open to interpretation, especially depending on how you translate them. However, nothing is vague about homosexuality in the Christian Bible. Leviticus 18:22 says that it's an abomination, and Leviticus 20:13 says that if a man has sex with a man, you have to put him to death. That's pretty direct, and yet we're not saying that all Christians believe in Leviticus law and want to kill all the gay people they see.
Look, Riley, the fact that you're even comparing the two is an insult. Really, really an insult. Christians do not go and throw gays off of buildings, Riley. The fact that you're even comparing the two is an insult. Yes, those passages are in there. Yes, they are. I won't deny that, Riley. I will not deny that at all. But the fact that you're even comparing the two is an insult. It may say that in there, well, they don't go out and do it. They don't go out and throw gays off of buildings. They don't go and do that. They don't go and do it. They don't. No. It doesn't simply say, hey, go do it in the Christian Bible. It really doesn't. But in the Quran, it says, literally stone them to death if you catch them for being gay. The fact that you're comparing the two is an insult. Really, really an insult right now. Really, really an insult, Riley. Unbelievable.
That's because there are many different interpretations of the Bible in Christianity, and many of them are peaceful and accepting of homosexuality. The same can be said for Islam. There are plenty of Muslims who have no problem with gay people, and in fact, there are gay and queer Muslims. And just
do you not hear yourself? The fact that you said, oh, there's gay and queer Muslims is an oxymoron. It's really, really an oxymoron. I'll let you think about it, Riley, but it's an oxymoron. Being gay and being Muslim and following the Quran does not fit. It really doesn't. Not at all. It's an oxymoron, Riley. The fact that you don't hear that is unbelievable right now. Really, really frightening and scary.
Just as some Christians believe that homosexuality is a sin, but you shouldn't be killed for it, the same is true for some Muslims. Islam is not anti-queer any more than Christianity is. And look, if you're an atheist right now and you're sitting there thinking that all of these religions are horrible and we can't tolerate any of them, I want you to reconsider that. I'm an atheist myself, which means I'm not a huge fan of the Bible or the Quran, but I do recognize that there are many good Christians and many good Muslims.
There is a point where you agree. Yes, there is good people in both, and I don't think we should get rid of them or nothing like that. You shouldn't get rid of religion altogether. We just need to see that there are some good people in the world, and we needed to overshadow the bad ones within the communities and overshadow the radical ones within the communities. So I do agree there are good ones in the world. So there's a point where I do agree with you, Riley.
In my experience, I found that your religion, or lack thereof, is a very bad indicator of how compassionate of a person you are. I get messages every day telling me to kill myself and calling me all sorts of anti-trans and anti-queer garbage. Look,
Riley, trolls are going to be trolls without the internet. They're just trying to tell you that you're transgender, not transgender. The transgender YouTuber it's here on his website is Blair White. She's a better transgender YouTuber than you. You are transgender that uses it like as a fashion style that went through like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Like, you just use it as a fashion style, essentially. Like, ooh, that's cute and trendy. I'll use it. So that's what they're telling. Not being anti-trans or nothing like that, or anything of the sort. They're just trying to tell you the truth, and you don't want to hear it, Riley. So that's my point on that.
The majority of these seem to come from online atheist communities, and I get a good amount of hate from Christians who think I'm going to hell. But most of the time I hear from Muslims, it's a message of support and acceptance. So why do I support Muslims? Because I can recognize that the laws of a few Middle Eastern countries do not represent the views of all 1.6 billion Muslims. Because
you got the support and all that, but you just got people say you're transgender, but when you're just a transgender. Like I told you, you're a transgender, not transgender whatsoever. Like I said, the only transgender YouTuber that I follow here on YouTube that I watch is Blair White. She's a way better YouTuber than you'll ever be. And she makes great points, and she's one hell of a YouTuber, I can tell you that. You're a transgender, Riley. That's as much as I can tell you, and you don't want to hear that? That's fine. You already blocked me on Twitter, and I haven't even interacted with you. I would send this video to you, but you already blocked me. So, you're a transgender, Riley. That's all I can tell you. And if you don't want to hear that, that's your problem, not mine.
Because I know that being a Muslim doesn't automatically mean being against queer people. Because there are queer Muslims and trans Muslims and gay Muslims.
Like I said one last time, that's an oxymoron. It's going to contradict what they believe. I'll let you figure that out, and I'll let you rock your brain with that. It's an oxymoron, Riley. Like I said, there's gay Muslims, trans Muslims, and queer Muslims is really an oxymoron. They're following a religion that really condemns gays. So the fact that they do that is an oxymoron within itself.
And because Muslims face a huge amount of discrimination in the US and Western Europe because of the actions of a militant group in the Middle East that they have nothing to do with. When we're fighting for social justice, I think it's important to not leave Muslims behind. Hate crimes against Muslims are a real problem.
Nobody's denying that there is some hate crimes against them in the US, but putting a travel ban or something like that is not a hate crime. It's just saying it's a travel ban. Not a Muslim ban, okay? Alright? That's my point on that.
Now a pretty regular occurrence for mosques to be burnt down, and on January 29th, a white nationalist shot and killed 6 Muslims at a mosque in Quebec and injured 19 others. Anti-Muslim violence is real, and our feminism has to recognize that. I try to make sure that my feminism is as intersectional as possible, because people can have a lot of different marginalized identities.
First off, my condolences go to the families that were killed. within that mosque attack. That person was crazy. Was crazy for doing that. My condolences go out to the families for what happened to them. Second off, rather, your kind of feminism basically denies even reality that there is some kind of like basically systemic racism against Muslims within here in the U.S. Maybe everywhere else in the world, maybe, but not here in the U.S. Really, Muslims in the U.S. are not that much oppressed as anyone. Okay. So I'm just trying to tell you that as a fact. Like I said, my heart and my condolences go out to the families that were killed. The people that were killed in a mosque attack. So that's all I got to say about that. My heart goes out to them.
And that means supporting Muslim rights as well. It's important to remember that intersectional feminism means fighting for the rights of all people, not just whatever group you belong to. It's like that one saying, nobody is free while others are oppressed.
True, but there is a thing where you can support all people, and it's called egalitarianism. So that's all I got to say about that. Here's the thing, it's called egalitarianism. So.
Thanks for watching this episode of Feminism with Riley, which I'm doing in collaboration with Everyday Feminism, a website dedicated to helping you stand up to and break down everyday oppression. Remember to subscribe and share this video if you liked it, and I will see you next time.
So, my electrolytes, what have you learned today? We have learned that Riley denies the fact that the gays can be stoned within the Middle East. And two, we know that Riley is not even in reality right now. So that's going to be it for me, guys. I will link the article that I told you about, like the 5 Muslim people that are on TV that are not terrorists, in the link in the description below. I will link that for you guys for you to read. And also, we will link the original video so you can go and watch it. That's going to be it for me, guys. Have a great day and stay awesome.